September through the end of the year seems to be packed with lots to do, especially if you're a fan of the Division franchise, which you know I am. What's going on, everybody? It's LtBuzzLitebeer, and I wanted to go around the room with today's video. Kind of jump to each facet of the Division and check in on each and see what's going on. Now, this includes what we know in terms of release dates and some of what we don't know, including a whisper of something completely new and sort of hush-hush, at least for right now, so stay tuned for that one towards the end of the video. Now, before we dive into today's video, thank you again for sticking around and supporting the channel. At this point, we are less than 3,000 subscribers away from our ultimate goal of 100K, and I couldn't do this without your support, so thank you. In case you aren't yet a sub, please smash that sub button and ring the bell to stay up to date on all the latest from the Division universe. Let's go. Let's start this one off with the OG Division game, which is the background footage you see for this video, recorded yesterday by the way, and this game still looks and plays great. Now, not a lot has changed for the Division 1. I still see Survival Saturday groups popping up, and there's still a strong amount of support by the PvP crowd, especially for organized Last Stand events. The next global event, Ambush, is set to go live on September 5th through the 12th, and this is the one that buffs agents' damage for standing still, but will also diminish your health while that damage buff is active or when you get too close to allies. Classified gear sets tied to this GE are Alpha Bridge, Fire Crest, Hunter's Faith, and Tactician's Authority. So if you're missing any of those gear sets and just looking at them, those are some seriously good sets. Here's your chance to get into the game and actively farm for them. Moving on to the Division 2 and the TU16 PTS Phase 1 on PC, say that 3 times really fast, concluded last week with Phase 2 slated to begin this Friday, September the 2nd. Remember that there are those 2 new legendary strongholds to attempt, Manning National Zoo and Tidal Basin, new difficulty settings for Countdown, new gear sets, and of course new weapons to chase down and loot as well. Now, as I stated a few videos ago, I have uninstalled the Division 2 from my PC, and I haven't touched it since that video for reasons, but I have been reading the PTS feedback in the UB forums. By the way, I will include a link to those posts, and if you've got the time, hop on over there and check out all those topics for yourselves. It seems to be kind of a hodgepodge of mixed results. Some players like the changes, others are opposed, and then there are some clueless players that post totally unrelated topics to the PTS in the PTS feedback section. I guess some things will never change, right? I personally haven't seen or read anything about the ETF Foxtrot application window being closed, but after doing some really quick research, it seems like the app page is now shut down. Maybe I just missed that announcement. Now, in terms of content, Season 10 is slated to drop on September 13th, and that will include, of course, the new Manhunt target, those legendary strongholds, the new gear and weapons, and more apparel events. September seems to be at the heart of the discussion when it comes to the Division universe, or to be more specific, at the Heartland. See what I did there? The heart of the... Anyways. All eyes are on the UB Forward event scheduled for September 10th, where there are strong indications we will finally get an official reveal for the Division Heartland. And remember that besides it being announced last year, and there being those closed playtests ongoing since that announcement, we've seen zero official news regarding this free-to-play offering. However, that seems to be close to ending, especially since another UB title, Rainbow Six Siege, recently had its game data mined and included with its next season, Operation Brutal Swarm. This Heartland Vector weapon skin was found in the files. Set to drop on September 6th, Brutal Swarm will go live just 4 days prior to UB Forward, and history tells us that UB loves to cross-promote their games with cosmetics just prior to a major reveal. I've looked over the internet searches and found nothing with any real substance when it comes to Heartland, so other than that original NDA'd footage that leaked just after the initial playtest early last year, we've really not seen or heard anything. There's a lot of interested gamers with September 10th circled on their calendars. Can Heartland deliver something new and interesting? I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Speaking of new and interesting, or it could also fall into the category of we haven't seen anything in a very long time, let's talk the Division Resurgence. I went to their official webpage, and the last time they posted under featured news was back on July 15th. Their social media team has been posting teaser images as recently as August 26th, but not much else has been seen or heard from the game since its first closed alpha test for EU participants. And perhaps they decided to lay low after ruffling more than a few feathers when it was not disclosed that those signups they were soliciting were not worldwide. I don't honestly know, but beyond their tweets responding back to posts about how they appreciate the desire to be in the next playtest or to answer specific questions about the game itself, like it does indeed have controller support, there's not much else going on around this game. I'm still very interested to see how they address PvP, which they confirmed would be in the game. Again, much like Heartland, this one seems to be a slow drip feed and could be some time away from launch. And now on to the rumor mill, and I continue to scour the internet for any little bits of information about the Division 3 ever happening, and it seemed like over the past few months most of the mainline gaming publications were really running with this idea, but that has since cooled down to just nothing burgers. We also haven't seen or heard much about the Division movie coming to Netflix. I found some articles from late 2021 to early 2022, but most posts are dated and only one of them actively showing 2023 associated with the film. I also haven't seen much from Ryzen Threadripper, the producer on the movie, since the initial surge in interviews, and hopefully this one is still in filming and Netflix hasn't decided to add it to the growing list of cut projects. And now onto that something that is completely new that I hinted at in the intro, and Ubisoft is apparently rolling out a new remote play feature, allowing PC players to play their games while using their mobile devices. Here's an actual screenshot of a PC account player playing their game while on a mobile device, and no, this is not me, and this has been around for console players who do have the capabilities to remote play their Xbox or PlayStation games, but through their respective apps. Here is the first time we've seen the capabilities while using Ubisoft Connect. Now, from what I'm told, this player that is in the playtest says the game ran pretty smooth and looked pretty good. Now, I don't know how responsive the game would be or if PvP would even be feasible, but once I hear more on this one, I will of course report on it. So, a bit of everything from the universe for you in this one, and if you have any questions or comments, leave me your feedback and I will of course do my best to respond. Remember to smash that sub button and ring the bell to stay up to date on all my latest uploads. If you could also take a few seconds more to rate and or share this video, it would be greatly appreciated. You can find and follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and are welcome to join my community Discord server. Links to all my socials in the video description below. Until the next one, this is LtBuzzLitebeer, signing off.